Hi everyone, welcome to a new session of your maths class. Today we will discuss the last part of our chapter number 9, algebraic expressions and identities. In the last class we learned a new topic called identities. It is a mathematical statement or mathematical equation that is true for all the values of the variables in it. And we learned four different identities. Let's refresh that. First identity that we learned was a plus b the whole square, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Then we learned what's a minus b whole square, which is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. The only difference is the negative symbol in the second term of both the expansions. Then a plus b into a minus b can be simplified as a square minus b square. And at last we learned what is x plus a and x plus b when multiplied together. It's nothing but x square plus x into a plus b plus the product of a and b. That is x square plus x into a plus b plus ab. Now in this class we will learn how to apply these identities when questions are provided to us. So let's see questions one by one. Now we will be able to do problems using our algebraic identities or simply identities. This is the first question of our exercise 9.5, the last exercise. The first question is asked to find the product of x plus 3 and x plus 3 using the identities that we have learned. If we have not learned the identities, what would we do? We will take the first number of the first bracket, take this or multiply using the second bracket completely. That's a long process, but we don't need to use here. What is this? X plus 3 into x plus 3. Follow this method as well. X plus 3 into x plus 3 is nothing but x plus 3 the whole square, isn't it? Now, what is a plus b the whole square? We know a plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square, courtesy to our first identity. Then what do we have here? We have x plus 3 the whole square. That is, first term is x, so that is x square plus 2 into first term into second term. And a suggestion is write this 2 into a into b inside the bracket. Otherwise, if there is a chance for adding these two numbers together. So this is a basic thing. That's why I am asking you to put a bracket between 2ab. So 2 into first term into second term. First term is x, second term is 3. Close the bracket plus second term square. That is b square means 3 square. So how will you write x square plus 2 into 3, 6. 6 into x, 6x plus 3 square is 9. So this is the expansion of the first question. Now look at the third question. I will leave the second question for you. Third question says to multiply 2a minus 7 into 2a plus 7. Oh, the question is 2a minus 7 into 2a minus 7. Now this is same as 2a minus 7 into 2a minus 7 is 2a minus 7 the whole square, isn't it? And this is of the form a minus b the whole square. So we can write a minus b the whole square. What is a minus b the whole square? It is a square minus 2ab plus b square. And what is a here? Instead of a we have 2a. So a square means 2a square minus, put the bracket, 2 into first term is 2a into second term is 7 plus. Now we don't need to put minus 7 here because we have already put a minus here, and the identity just says or asks us to put the values of a and b. So this is a, this is b. No need of confusion. Plus b square. B square means only 7 and 7 square. So this is 2a whole square means square of a and square of 2, which is 4a square minus 2 into 2a. It is 4a. 4a into 7a is 28a. Then we have 7 square, which is 49. So this will be the expansion of 2a minus 7 the whole square. Now let's see the fifth question. The third identity will be helpful for us to solve this equation or solve this expression. The question is to find the value of 1.1 m minus 0.4 into 1.1 m plus 0.4. If you look carefully, this is of the form a minus b into a plus b, isn't it? a term minus b into a term plus b. A minus a term into a plus a term. Or I will write here. Suppose this is A and this is B. So what it will be? A minus B into this is A, this is B. So A plus B. What is A plus B into A minus B? A plus B into A minus B same as A square minus B square. It's very easy, right? Otherwise we would have to take the first number and multiply using the second number completely. The whole step needs to be done. But if you know this identity, it will be very comfortable for us. What do we need to do? First number square minus second number square. And who is the first number? First number is 1.1n. Its square minus second number is 0.4. Its square. So it will be 1.1 m the whole square. 1.1 square is 1.21. Then m square is m square itself minus 0.4 whole square is 0.16. Why? Because 0.4 into 0.4. 4 4s are 16. Remainder 1. 4 zeros are 0. So remainder I have written. Then 0 into 4 is 0. 0 into 0 is 0. So we will get 6 1 0. And how many decimals are here? 1 here, 1 here. Total 2 decimals. So from here jump to question here. So the answer is 0.16. So this will be the answer for the question over there. Next we will learn how to apply the fourth identity in some questions. This is question number 2. The first question says us to find the value of x plus 3 into x plus 7. So I will give you a method. It will be better if you follow the very same method. First we will write what is first we will write the question once, that is x plus 3 into x plus 7. Now this is of the form x plus a into x plus b, isn't it? And what is x plus a into x plus b? This is x square plus x into a plus b plus ab. Therefore we can write x plus 3 into x plus 7 is equal to the first number square, that is x square, plus first number is again x, and what are a and b? It is 3 and 7 plus 3 into 7. So what will be x square plus 3 plus 7 is 10. So 10x plus 21. That will be our required answer. Now look at the sixth question of the same sixth part of the same question. The question is to find the value of 2a square plus 9 and 2a square plus 5 when multiplied together. Clearly this is of the form x plus a into x plus b. So you can write this is of the form x plus a into x plus b, which is equal to x square plus x into a plus b plus b square. Now we can write 2a square plus 9 into 2a square plus 5. That will be equal to square of the first number. Who is the first number here? Don't get confused. The first number is 2a square. So 2a square the whole square. Why? Because it is x square. Then plus first number is again 2a square. Then a plus b means 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 plus, oh sorry, it's not b square, it's ab. See, it's ab. So ab means 9 into 5. 9 into 5. So let's simplify this one. 4 2a square the whole square. So 2 square is 4. Then a square whole square is a raised to 4 plus, what is this sum? 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 into 2 is 8. 28. 28. Then we have an a square plus 9 into 5 is 45. So this is the required answer for question number 6 of exercise 9.5 second question. 4a raised to 4 plus 28a square plus 45. Okay. Now let's see the last part or the fourth question of the same exercise. I think this is the fourth one. No, yes, fourth one is 4x plus 5, 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 1. Now there is a small rearrangement needed for this equation. First we will write the general formula of this equation. This is of the form x plus a into x minus b, isn't it? The number is minus here. So wherever we find b, you should put a negative, or we'll put a negative symbol. Let's see how this is done. X into x is x square. There is no change here. Plus x into, instead of a plus b, we should write a minus b. Plus then a into b, when multiplied together, will give as minus ab, as one of the number among a and b is negative. So this equation can be rewritten like that. Now let's do the final answer. 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 1. The first number is 4x. So 4x the whole square, plus first number is again 4x, then a minus b. A is 5, b is 1. Never write b is equal to minus 1. Okay. So this is 5 minus 1 minus a into b. A into b means 5 into 1. So let's see how answer comes. 4 square is 16. Then x square is 6 square is x, plus 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4x into 4 is 16x minus 5. So this will be the final answer. Let us do some more questions from exercise 9.5. Let's see the third question, and it says the same. Using identities, we need to find the squares of the following. So this is first part of the third question. The question is to find the square of b minus 7 the whole square. Now this is of the form a minus b the whole square, right? And what is a minus b the whole square? A minus b whole square is same as a square minus 2ab plus b square. So what we have b minus 7 the whole square. Here a, the first term is b and the second term is 7. So wherever you find a and b, put b and 7. So first term square means b square minus 2 into first term is b into second term is 7 plus b square. B square means second term square. So this will be b square minus 2 into 7 is 14. 14b plus 49. So this will be our required answer. Now let's see the next question. All these questions have a speciality. All these are solved using the identities that we have learned. How many identities that we have learned? We have learned 4 identities, and I have chosen 4 different questions in which 4 different identities are to be chosen. So it is up to us to check which identity shall we use. In examination, you will not be specified that this second identity or third identity should be used to solve this problem. It will not be given like that. We have to choose with our intuition. Seeing a question, you should understand. Okay, 71 can be. Okay, I'm talking about the 6th question. We will come to that. So 71 can be written as 70 plus 1. Then 99 can be written as 100 minus 1. Okay, we will explain while doing that problem. Now let's see the third question of third part of our third question. The question says to square 6x square minus 5y the whole square. So this is an interesting question. It's not like that we did earlier. 6x square minus 5y the whole square. Clearly this is of the form a minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square. Is it of the form a square minus b square? No. There is no square in the second term of the expression. So this is of the form. Consider this as a and this as b. Fine. Now the same point that I just said now. In examination, you won't be specified that you should use this identity, this particular identity. You won't be given that clue. You will have to choose your own. So we will use the identity a minus b the whole square. We will write it here. A minus b the whole square, that is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square, which means 6x minus 5y. So 6x square minus 5y. the whole square can be written as first number square. Who is the first number? Listen very carefully. It is 6x square. That is the first number. Fine. Then minus 2 into first number again 6x square into second number. Who is the second number? It is 5y plus the last number or the second number whole square. That is 5y the whole square. Now let's see. 6x square whole square means 6 square is clearly 36. Then x square whole square, it will be x raised to 4 minus, let's multiply the numerical parts. 2 into 5 10, 10 into 6 60. You can do in any way. 2 into 6 is 12, 12 into 5 is 60. Now multiply the numerals, literals. X square into y, it is x square y. Then one more time is remaining plus 5y the whole square. 5 square is 25 and y square is y square itself. So you will get the answer as 36x raised to 4 minus 60x square y plus 25y square. Now let's see the fourth one. Fourth one is relatively easy, but since there is fraction, you have to be very careful. Let's try to solve that. The question is to find the square of 2 by 3m plus 3 by 2n the whole square. Which identity shall we use here? A plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, a square minus b square. Which identity? Yes, this is of the form a plus b the whole square. We'll write a plus b whole square. Isn't it of this format? This is a, this is b. So let's try to answer it. What is a plus b the whole square? In each of the question, you should write the identity that you are going to use to solve the particular question. Otherwise, if you follow this method, then all the identities will be clear in your brain. It will be by heart. A square plus 2ab plus b square is the general formula for a plus b the whole square. That is the identity that we know. Now this can be applied here, which will give as, let's write this again, 2 by 3m plus 3 by 2n the whole square is equal to first number whole square. First number is, okay, this 2 by 3m can be written as, okay, let it be written like this, plus a square plus 2 into first term into second term. First term is 2 by 3m into 3 by 2n plus the last term square. Last term is 3 by 2n the whole square. Now let's write 2 by 3 the whole square, which is 4 by 9. By multiply numerator and denominator. M whole square is n square itself plus. Now here we have some issues. You can cancel these 2 and 2, this 3 and 3. So we will remain 2 into m into n. So that will give us 2mn plus 3 by 2n the whole square. 3 by 2 whole square is, multiply the numerator, square the numerator, it's 9. Square the denominator, it will give us 4. So that is 9 by 4 n square. Obviously, square of the number n is n square itself. So that will conclude our question number 3. Now let's move on to the sixth part, which is very, very important, and often in examination questions are taken from this particular area. The questions are, I have chosen 4 different questions in which 4 different identities are to be chosen. And for the examination, you want to specify that this particular questions demand the usage of this particular identity, which we have to be found by ourselves. Now, the first one, 71. How will you write in a, or you say, a legible way? We can write it as 70 plus 1. Do you concur? 70 plus 1, 71, isn't it? Then 100 minus 1. We have 99 whole square, which can be written as 100 minus 1 the whole square, which is put into a form a minus b the whole square. Now the third and fourth question we will discuss while writing the question. Now let's try the first one. The first question is to find the square of 71. 71 whole square, as I told you, can be written as 70 plus 1 the whole square. And guess what? This is of the form a plus b whole square. So I will use the identity a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, which means 70 plus 1 the whole square can be written as A square means first number square. 70 square plus, we can put a bracket, 2 into, first number is 70 into, second number is 1 plus b square. B square means 1 square. So let's write 70 square. To find the square of 70, it's very easy. We have learned that in our 6th chapter. 70 square means first take the square of the number 7. Whatever number be here, take the square of that number, which is 49. Then just see how many zeros are there. Write twice the number of as much as 0 it was over there. So you will get it as 4900 plus 2 into 70, that is 140 plus 1. Then it's simple by mathematics. 4900 or 4900 plus 140 will give us 5040 plus 1, which is equal to 5041, which is our required answer. Now you may be having a doubt whether this answer is correct or not. For that it's easy. You need to find the square of 71, which can be easily found by using the normal algorithm. 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 7 is 7, 7 into 7, 7 into 1 is 7, 7 into 7 is 49, so this will give you 4, 5. You hold the same answer. So that's how it can be done. Now just look at the next question. 99 square. So which identity shall we use here? Shall we use a plus b whole square? Can we write 99 as a sum of any two numbers, or which one is better? To write it as a difference of any number? Yes, 99 can be easily written as 100 minus 1 the whole square. 99 whole square is 100 minus 1 the whole square. 100 minus 1 whole square is of the form a minus b the whole square, isn't it? This is of the form a minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square can be written as a square minus 2ab plus b square. So how will you write 100 minus 1 the whole square? 100 minus 1 whole square is first number square, that is 100 square minus 2 into 100 into 1. Why? 2 into first term the second term. First term is 100, second term is 1. Plus b square means 1 square. Now as I told you, to find the square of the numbers having 0, first find the square of the term, non-zero term, which is 1. 1 square is 1 itself. Then how many zeros are here? We have 2 zeros. So taking twice as zeros means 4 zeros. That will give us 10,000. Minus 2 into 100 into 1 is nothing but 200. Then a plus 1. 10,000 minus 200 is 9,800 plus this 1. So which will give us the answer as 9801. If you have any doubt, you can find the square of 99, which will give us nothing but 9801. So using the identity, we are able to find the square numbers of higher order, or in the same way you can find the square of 999 also by using mind map itself. So that is the advantages of finding or learning this kind of identities. We can simplify our calculations. Then let's see the next question. That is numerically the seventh one. Seventh one asks us to find the product of 78 and 82. To do this kind of problem, we should have an idea that this can be written as sum of a number and a difference of the same. If you are able to get like that, then this can be done easily using our third identity. For example, the question was to find the product of 78 and 82. Okay, I will give you the, since it's the first question of this format, I will give you the answer directly. 78 can be written as 80 minus 2. Then the latter number 82 can be written as 80 plus 2. Have you seen this kind of identity anywhere? Yes, this is of the form a minus b into a plus b, or a plus b into a minus b. Since multiplication is commutative, there is no harm in saying this into this, or the first one with the second one. So this is of the form a minus b into a plus b. You got it? Now if I ask you to find 17 into 23, you could have written this as 20 minus 3 into 20 plus 3. That's one way. Then if you are asked to find 36 into 24, how will you write? You can write this as 30 plus 6 into 30 minus 6. In all these cases, you can apply the identity a plus b into a minus b. I'm going to do the very same thing over here. Let's see. Now, which adjective will be used here? This is of the form. We can write. This is of the form. This is of the form a minus b into a plus b, which is equal to a square minus b square, which simply means square of the first number minus square of the second number. Let's write, since we have 80 minus 2 into 80 plus 2, this can be written as square of the first number. Who is the first number? It's 80, 80 square minus square of the second number, that is 2 square. Now square of 80, the same method that we have employed earlier. 8 square is 64, then 2 zeros because there is only 1 zero, minus 2 square is 4. Now 6400 minus 4, which is 6396. You will get the answer as like this. Now let's verify this answer with the normal multiplication way. 78 into, we'll do it over here, 78 into 82 can be easily found. 2 8s are 16, remainder 1, then which will give us 156. 80 is 64, remainder 6, and 7 8s are 56 plus 2, 52, 62, then 9 3 6. So you will get 6396, which is no different from the answer that we have got using the identity that we have done last day. Now this is the advantage. And one more thing, we should be able to make the given question into the standard form, a plus b into a minus b. You won't be directly given that, you will not be given like this, 20 minus 20, 20 plus 3. Instead, you will be just given 17 into 23. So you should have that ability to convert the given question into that particular format. And I have given you some examples on how to turn the given question into that particular way. But there is a question in the form of question number 9, which requires a slight rearrangement of the number that is already given to us. So let's do that particular problem. The question says to find the product of 1.05 into 9.5. 1.05 into 9.5. By any what is it? If you look at this at the first place, you won't be able to convert that into a plus b into a minus b in a a better way. You will have to take your time to do that. But had here been 10.5 into 9.5, without a doubt we could have done this one. How will you do this one? If it was of this form, I remind you, this is not the question. I am just asking you this, or instead of this question, if the question had been given in this way, you could have done this as, in your mind, please try. Yes, this can be written as 10 plus 0.5 into 10 minus 0.5. But unfortunately, we lack this question. Instead of 10.5, we have 1.05. So we need an alternative. How can we convert 1.05 into 10.5? We can simply do it by multiplying 10. Isn't it? Yes, multiplying by 10 will make 1.05 10.5. For that, we cannot simply multiply a number, but we can do, if we do it on the both sides of the product. That is, if I multiply, I am going to write this step, multiply NR and DR. What is NR and DR? Numerator and denominator by 10. That's all. That is just the alteration that we need to make this question a favorable one. So what happens? This question can be written as 10 by 10 into 1.05 into 9.5, and the 10 in the numerator will be given to this number, and we will keep the number 10 in the denominator itself. So what will it look like? It will be 1 by 10 into, let's manage these two people, 10 into 1.05 will give us 10.5 into, we don't need to make any change to the next number, 9.5. And one more thing, at this time let me remind you, x plus y plus z. If it was plus symbol only, we need to multiply to both the terms. Here it is multiplication, so we don't need to multiply this 10 to everyone. We don't do this. Will we do it as xy into xz? No. So since it is multiplication, we just need to give this 10 to the first person only. Now let's simplify them. Now this is of the form that we would like to see, 10.5 to 9.5, isn't it? So let's write it again. This can be written as 1 by 10 into 10.5 can be written as 10 plus 0.5 into this multiplication symbol. Then 9.5, how will you write it? 10 minus 0.5. Now it's relatively easy to do this way, or this one. 10 plus 0.5 into 10 minus 0.5. This is of the form a plus b into a minus b, which can be used as a plus b into a minus b is nothing but a square minus b square. Now what are the terms that we have here? We have a 1 by 10. Let's not forget about him. Then 10 plus 0.5. 10 plus 0.5 into 10 minus 0.5. Now a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. So 10 plus 0.5 into 10 minus 0.5 is, we like here 1 by 10 without any change I am writing. Then first number 10 square minus second number 0.5 the whole square. Now what it will give? 1 by 10 into, what is 10 square? 10 square is 100 minus 0.5 whole square is, you can verify, 0.25. Now what it will give? 1 by 10 into 100 minus 0.25. This will give us 99.75. Now the only step that remaining is to apply this 10 over here. Dividing by 10 will give the answer being change the decimal into left side once. So 10, this 10 in the denominator. So we'll move one decimal to the left, so which will give us the answer 9.975. I hope you got it. Now let's move on to the last question of this exercise and as well as the chapter. Question is to find the identity or the find product of the numbers using the identity x plus a into x plus b, which is equal to x square plus x into a plus b plus ab. Now let's see the first question. First question is asked to find the product of 103 and 104. Now it's specified that we should use this particular identity. Now we need to change the given question into the form x plus a into x plus b, which can be easily done as 100 plus 3 into 100 plus 4. So there is no change. 100 plus 3 is 103 into 104 is 100 plus 4. Now this is of the form x plus a into x plus b. You can write this is of the form x plus a into x plus b, which is equal to x square plus x into a plus b plus ab. Then you can write therefore 100 plus 3 into 100 plus 4 is equal to x square, that is 100 square plus 100 into a plus b means who is a and b here? A is this one and this one is b, and we have x over here. So this one is a plus b means 3 plus 4 plus ab means 3 into 4. It's better to put the terms inside the bracket. So 100 square is 100 and another 0 because there was 2 zeros, so total 4 0 plus 100 into 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 into 100 is 700 plus 3 into 4 is 12. So we just need to add all these terms. If you have any doubt, we can use this form. First write 10,000, then a 700 plus a 12. So we just need to add the terms 21701, which is equal to 10,712. Or you can use in your mind also 10,000 plus 700 is 10,700. 10,700 plus 12 is 10,712. That is the first question summarized. Now let's see the fourth question in the same part. If you observe carefully, we can see that 9.7 can be written as, so instead of 9.7, I'll write 9 plus 0.7. And 9.8 can be written as 9 plus 0.8. So 9.7 into 9.8 is same as 9 plus 0.7 into 9 plus 0.8. Now this is of the form x plus a into x plus b, which can be written as x square plus x into a plus b plus ab. That means this can be written as first number square, 9 square plus 9 into, who is a and b? It is 0.7 plus 0.8 plus ab. ab means 0.7 into 0.8. Now let's simplify. 9 square is 81 plus 9 into, what is 0.7 plus 0.8? If you add the two terms, you will see that you will get 1.5. I'm going to put inside the bracket in order to make remove the confusions if any. Then 0.7 into 0.8 is 0.56. You can also check for that. Then this will give us 81 plus 9 into 1.5 is 13.5. Let's verify it. 1.5 into 9. 5 nines are 45, remainder 4. 9 ones are 9. And plus 4 is 13. How many decimals are there? 1 decimal. So we will put the answer as 13.5 plus a 0.56. Now adding the three terms will give us the final answer. Let's try. If you have any doubt in adding the three terms, just follow the basic thing that we have learned. What's the maximum decimal that we have? 2 decimals. So put the number 81. It's clearly a whole number, but put 2 zeros as well. Then we have a 13.5 and put a 0 here. Then we have a 0.56. Just add them. It will be 6, 10, remainder 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 3, 5, 8 plus 1 is 9. So this decimal will go here, which will give us the final answer as 95.06. So that is the end of this question, and I hope you understood this question and all of the questions in this exercise part. Also, I have left some questions to you to do as a work so that it will be very clear for you. And this chapter is, you cannot stop saying it because this is the basic of mathematics, and if you are not thorough with this one, you will not be able to proceed to the higher classes with comfort. So to go in a smooth way, everyone should be learning this particular chapter. And that's it. See you all in the next class.